I've asked for today's debate because we as parliamentarians must maintain the focus on children that the state is responsible for. From my perspective as being a foster carer for 25 years, a member of an adoption panel for a decade and a lead member of a Tier 1 local authority, I've seen the pressures build at the same time as the resources and support have declined. The number of children in care has increased by 28% since 2010. The number of children in residential care has increased by 102% since 2010. So the question is, what has caused these huge spikes? Firstly, the significant rise in poverty starting during austerity, coupled with a housing crisis, has pushed more families to the brink. A report by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation found that approximately 3.8 million people experienced destitution in 2022. And the second issue, Sir John, was the withdrawal of universal early help. Sure Start as was, which was withdrawn at different speeds and up to differing degrees around the country as local authorities removed their discretionary spending due to losing revenue support from the previous government. However, it went from being a universal service to a targeted one. And the spending on early help is now 1.8 billion a year less than it was in 2010. And here's the kicker. We're now spending more on children's residential placements than we are on early help. So, Sir John, with more children, less money and a placement sufficiency crisis, we need to put much more focus on keeping families together and children out of care wherever it is possible and safe to do so. So mandating local authorities to offer family group decision-making is a big step forward. The evidence shows that they prevent a significant number of children from going into care in the first place and keep them out of care going forward. And following on from family group decision-making, the Children Wellbeing and Schools Bill will require all councils to publish a kinship offer, as we've heard, so that more children can stay in more familiar surroundings, and these children will be further supported by the virtual school. And on the subject of corporate parenting, we need to be conscious that this is everyone's responsibility, and all government departments should now consider how they can give that bit extra for children in care. So, Sir John, there are many positives to take from the bill, and just 7 months into the new administration, this is a big step forward. But I finish almost where I started, with early help. The previous government introduced in some areas family hubs. This is universal early help from pregnancy onwards. The early signs are very encouraging, and I would ask the Minister and the Secretary of State to consider extending this programme as soon as possible. It is the ultimate example of invest to save. Sir John, prevention is better than cure, and it's also cheaper.